Yeah, there's actually some really unnerving aspects as to far, there's one program where there's hundreds of operatives that have been having contact and they're trying to figure out what that's all about.
Alright, we
it's
need
wild.
Disclosure is happening now. It is ongoing, one contactee, experiencer at a time. It is a mistake to wait for a government agency to legitimize the experiences. Governments are at war with each other and cannot be trusted to make statements regarding ontological principles or theories. This ongoing event transcends politics, as it must. Governments and corporations may secure physical evidence, but they cannot secure direct experience. The church may try to re-intercept the experience, but that only works for those who have not had direct experience. Both of these institutions can only manipulate the facts and communication of the phenomenon, but they cannot replicate it. This was the threat of the coming paradigm shift. The Ghost and the Secret Machine. The Machine in the Ghost.
There is a machine that surrounds us. A secret machine that pulls our consciousness into this realm between two worlds. We are a ghost that is not the machine, but is connected to the energy of the machine with very real consequences. In Hinduism and Buddhism, it is believed that the sum of a person's actions in this and previous states of existence decide the fate of these individuals' future existences.
Our lives are not our own. From womb to tomb, we are bound to others. Past and present. And by each crime and every kindness, we birth our future.
Your actions now will have a profound impact on your life when you return, and you will return, over and over. In this way, we can see how our consciousness is both independent and separate from the machine, and yet has an intricate relationship with it, and it with us. Only in understanding these relationships can we begin to recognize the nature of the UAP phenomenon. There are physical ships appearing in our skies. Some come from and are controlled by the machine, and others are part of a matrix of hidden knowledge operating here on Earth. There are two entities from Earth with physical craft here. One is at the very least the U.S. government, if not multiple governments, and the other is a non-governmental actor, or what we call the moneyed interest of the world. This technology is expensive, and to maintain it, the machine needs wars to fund and hide the research and technology. War is profitable in many ways, in particular at exterminating any threat of we humans becoming aware of the reality around us. Some craft in our sky represent dark forces working on our planet, and their funding mechanisms are the central banks around the world. This is the story being told in Secret Machine Chasing Shadows and A Fire Within. There are other craft in our skies. They are not from a physical world, but come from the same conscious realm that can be seen in the documentary called The Afterlife Investigations.
Critics saw this insistence on darkness as an excuse to hide fraud, but participants to the Skull experiment were not always in total darkness.
These clips here, taken by the Skull Project researchers, are not a computer-generated effect. This is live video from the researchers' meditation room. There are millions of similar experiences recorded throughout history and found around the world, from small orbs floating through a house, to the medium orbs of the Foo Fighters in World War II, to the large orbs leaving crop circles in our fields, to the massive craft that flew over Phoenix in 1997. You are being shown what has been forbidden for you to see, that there are ghosts of varying size and dimensions visiting the machine. Not only does our machine body represent an alien force on this planet, but also our ghost. We are not from the Earth, and our conscious being only resides within this avatar machine for a period before returning. We, you, me, and everyone else conscious and watching this video, are just visiting the space in between the two universes, and sharing influence and control over the secret machine we call the human body.
This is a new paradigm, something that is neither science nor religion but which partakes of both. We do not have a category for this yet because we have been taught to think in categories, to put existence into boxes with labels.
It is our consciousness which unites us in our struggle here in this realm against the machine, a struggle we subconsciously recognize. That we are all spirits, that we all share inside us the same light. That is truly what has been forbidden for us to see.
Captain Sam, can you hear me? On your left.
When Ronald Reagan wondered how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world, he meant it in the literal sense of a paradigm shift that is coming this way. The machine tells us this DNA is better than that DNA, that this DNA is smarter than that DNA, that this DNA should hold a place of authority over that DNA, that this DNA has a God-given right to kill that DNA for not wanting to merge with the machine. War is not what you think. War is an effort by the machine to assimilate all those who live in rejection of the machine. There was no government machine here in America prior to the Europeans. There were no laws, police, or prisons. Did a machine not surround and assimilate the indigenous population? There's a documentary in the works by Tom DeLonge and To the Stars Academy featuring the only Native American tribe in Canada to have never signed a treaty with the government. They represent the last standing tribe, unassimilated by the machine. The author, lecturer, astrologer, and mystic Manly P. Hall gave a lecture on the blessed land called America. It is a land whose indigenous and mystic origins, he says, are destined to win.
The destiny that has been devised for this continent and the people upon it is that here shall be the flowering of the race, the perfection and achievement of all this race stands for, and most of all, the solution of its great problem, the economic one. The purpose for which our race was peculiarly devised is spiritual, to solve the problem of the value of internals over externals. The externals are symbolized in terms of economics. If we can achieve the solution, the world will become a great commonwealth of nations under the leadership and guidance of what we might term the American way of life. It will be the way of our intrinsic indigenous civilization, the Western way of life which had its origin with the Mayans, the Incas, and the Red Indians.
Adolescence is the time when children suddenly feel responsible for answering the phone. And the phone is ringing. And hundreds of us, according to Tom DeLonge, have picked up the phone. On that line, we picked up on an airwave. And that airwave has always been about a paradigm shift. That light is both soft and whole, constructed of love and crafted with the hand of enlightenment. We call these two forces Christ and Lucifer, and they work in unity to enrich our lives through experience, to bring about a paradigm shift for the ages. I'm launching my new YouTube channel, Stinky McDougal, and tonight on 9/11/2021 at 9 p.m. Central, I will start a live stream. And at 9/11, I'm going to talk unscripted for 15 minutes about my experiences and contact. And I'm going to begin by telling you the story of a book introduced by Tom DeLonge and Peter Levenda in Book 1 of Gods, Man, and War, called Star Guests, Designed for Mortality. Don't forget to subscribe to both my channels as I begin to reveal some of the other things that have been forbidden. Like, share, and please leave me your thoughts down in the comments below. Peace.
Street, singing songs and a carrying signs, mostly saying